Okay, so this is an algebra lesson on lesson 34, solving systems of equations using elimination. Students will solve systems of equations using elimination. Okay, since the last lesson you learned was to graph inequalities, and I taught you to graph lines, right? So we all know how to do that now. Now I want you to think back to the beginning of the year. Remember this kind of problem? I asked you, what is the solution? Remember this kind of problem? What's the solution here? Raise your hand if you are kind of familiar with what this was. Okay, what's the solution on this first one? Or explain, how do you find the solution, actually? How do you find the solution? Yep. Where the two lines meet, right? So everyone looking up here, where the two lines meet, you see right here, this is where the two lines meet on this first one. That's 2 and -2. Okay, what about on the second one? Where do the two lines meet on the second one? What's that? -1 and 4, right? It's right here, -1, 4. So, we just learned how to graph lines, and we know how to read lines, right? If I were to write the equation on this line right here, it would be y is equal to -3 halves x plus 1. And the one beneath it is y is equal to -1 half x minus 1, okay? So these two together are working as a system of equations, right? These two lines are working together in the system, and the answer is where it crosses, okay? The answer is where the lines cross. The answer is where the lines cross. The big idea is the answer is where the lines cross. What's the big idea?
The answer where the lines are crossed.
Good. The answer is where the lines are crossed, okay? Where's the answer?
Where the lines are crossed.
Okay, good. Turn to your neighbor, tell them what the big idea is.
Where the lines are crossed.
Okay, good.
Where are they found?
Okay. All eyes up here. Thank you. Shh. So looking up here. Hey, looking up here. We're looking at how to calculate where to get the lines across. Now, we don't have to always graph to figure that out. We could graph and it'd take a long time, right? And it's sometimes really inaccurate, okay? Unless you're using a calculator, it's really hard to find it. So what we're going to do is do it mathematically through this thing called elimination. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that on the next screen. These are the steps again. So if you need to go back, you could pause the video. You should have written them in your notes already. If not, you could just go back later. Okay, here we go. Number 1. Everyone, all eyes up here. All eyes up here at number 1. Okay, I'll do numbers 1 and 2. No one needs to be writing right now. No one needs to be writing. Pencils down. Put the pencil down. Okay, thank you. All right, so number 1. First thing you want to do is make sure your variables are lined up. These are two equations. Okay, this is an x. The variable underneath it is an x, so that's good. The y's are lined up. Looks like equal signs are lined up good, and your constants are lined up. That's great. Okay, good. So everything is all lined up. All right. Step 2, name the equations with numbers. This first equation we could call equation 1. Second equation we could call equation 2. Okay. Next thing is I want to pick a variable to eliminate. Now eliminate means to just get rid of. If I were to eliminate an ant, I would just go outside, find the ant, and squish it, right? And it would be eliminated. Right. I know. I'm such a horrible person. Okay, so eliminating a variable is when we get rid of it. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to pick one. So we want to pick one with the same amount of, or the same coefficient. So for the x's we have -3 and -1 really. Those we could eliminate, and we can learn that tomorrow. We will learn that tomorrow, but let's look for variables with the same coefficients. We have 1y and -1y. These are opposites. So these should be, your y should be the one that we're trying to eliminate. So next step is, watch, you're just going to put a parentheses always around the second equation. And we're going to take the first equation and we're going to ask ourselves, how do we get rid of these y's? Well, let's start with the plus sign. If I put a plus sign here, positive y plus a negative y is how many y's?
2 y's.
Positive y plus a negative y is?
No y's.
No y's, right? Because a positive and a negative is a negative still, right? So these two cancel out. So we know that the plus sign is good. So We're adding this whole second equation. Now we're going to work things out. We're going to add numerical or vertically. So negative 3x plus negative x is negative 4x. The y's canceled out. And then 8 plus 8 is 16. Okay, next step, we're going to solve for the variable, which is x. Divide both sides by negative 4. So x is equal to negative 4. Okay? Now, this answer, negative 4, is only one part of the ordered pair, right? We still need to know what this second part is, right? We don't know what the second part is, so that's still a question mark. So how do we figure it out? Continuing on, step 5, we substitute the solved value into one of the first equations to solve for the second variable. So looking up here, we're going to pick one of the two equations. It doesn't matter which one you pick for x. I'm going to pick equation 1. Okay? It really doesn't matter. You could pick equation 2. You'd still get the same answer. So negative 3 times x. Instead of x, I'm going to use negative 4 plus y is equal to 8. Okay? Solving for y now. Negative 3 times negative 4 is 12. 12 plus y is equal to 8. Subtract 12 from both sides. And 12's cancel out, so y is equal to negative 4 also. This doesn't always happen, but that's the case here. So your y is negative 4. So your ordered pair, where the lines cross, what's the big idea? The answer is where?
The lines cross.
Good, thank you. The answer is where the lines cross. Good job, okay? So that's your answer right there. All right? Yeah. That's for inequalities. Are these inequalities? No, we don't shade in this example. That's yesterday. What's your question? No, we don't shade. We'll shade later. I'll teach you how to do that. This is systems of equations. We only shade when it's inequalities. These are not inequalities. They have equal signs on them. Right? Does this say less than or equal to?
Yeah.
So do we shade?
No.
It says equals. This just says an equal sign. Okay? Watch number 2 now. Everyone's watching still? Okay, I'll go a little more quickly. 2 equations. Okay, they already have the x's are together, the y's are together, constants are together, and of course the equal sign is right together. So, continuing, we're going to eliminate one of the 2 variables. We'll call this equation 1. This is equation 2. Take the second equation, put parentheses around it, okay? Which variable do I want to eliminate? I think it's going to be the x's because there's negative 5x here and there's positive 5x here. So I'm going to, what do I need to do to get negative 5x to get it to 0? Well, I think I'm going to have to add 5x, right? So negative 5x plus 5x looks like it'll cancel out. So when I do that, I notice it does cancel out. Negative 5x plus 5x is 0x. It's eliminated. Then I go positive y plus a negative 5y is going to be negative 4y. Bring down the equal sign. 1 plus 15 is 16. Divide both sides by negative 4. Hey, how about that? Y is equal to negative 4 again.
Whoa.
Do you think I'll get the same answer again for x? Probably not. Maybe. Probably not. Then I'm going to plug y back into one of the first equations. I'll just put it back in the equation 1. So I'll copy equation 1 down. It's going to be negative 5x plus y. Instead of y, I'm going to put a negative 4, which is equal to 1. Negative 5 times x minus 4 is equal to 1. Add 4 to both sides. When I get that, I get negative 5x is equal to 5. Divide both sides by negative 5. And we get x is equal to negative 1. Almost done. We have both the variables. We put our final answer as an ordered pair. We put the x value first, negative 1. Second value is negative 4. And we are done. Okay? That's your ordered pair. That's the big idea. That's where they both cross. Okay? Make sense? Any questions? Okay, so I want the 1s to tell 2s about number 1, 2s to tell the 1s about number 2. Ready, set, go. We're going to do number 3 now. Let's do it together on your whiteboards. On your whiteboards, number 3. Okay, so the first thing you want to ask yourself is are they all lined up, all the variables? Yeah, they are. Next thing, we're going to name these. Let's name this first equation, equation 1. This is equation 2. Okay, so we ask ourselves, which letter do we want to eliminate? Turn to your neighbor, tell them which letter do you think you want to eliminate. You want to pick the one that's easier. Which one do you think's easier? Y for sure, right? So put parentheses on this around the second equation. Parentheses around the second equation, okay? And you're going to ask yourselves, what are you going to do with... We start off with negative 3y. What do you need to do with positive 3y to get it so it cancels out? Well, start off with the plus sign, okay? So negative 3y plus positive 3y is 0y, right? That's what we want. So that's good. We have the right sign now. So now we go negative 4x plus x is negative 3x. Okay, equal sign. Then we have negative 5 plus negative 1 is negative 6. Okay. Divide both sides by negative 3. And we have x is equal to 2. Okay, that's our first one. Raise your hand if you got that correct on your own before I even got there. Okay? Good. When we divide negative 6 by negative 3, we get positive 2, right? Positive 2. Okay? Alright, now what do? We substitute, step 5, substitute that value into one of the two equations. Pick an equation you want to substitute into, 1 or 2. Raise your hand if you vote for 1. Raise your hand if you vote for 2. Okay, 2's wins. Does it matter which one you use? No, so let's pick 2. Let's put in 2. You want to pick the easier one. I heard someone say it's the easier one, so. We have x. Instead of x, we're going to put in negative, or positive 2. Plus 3y is equal to negative 1. Subtract 2 from both sides. We get 3y. 2 minus 2 cancels out. 3y is equal to negative 3. Divide both sides by 3. And y is equal to what? Okay, so what's my ordered pair supposed to be? What's my final answer supposed to be? 2 what? Negative 1. Okay, and you box it. That's your ordered pair. Okay? Alright, so what I'd like you to do on number 4 now. Number 4, I want you to just go to my wiggly line over here. Number 4, I just want you to go up to that point where the wiggly line is. I want you to figure out, is it going to be x or y? And I'll tell you, the first step, you should have y is equal to something at the end, okay? That's all I want you to get to. And then you're going to show me your boards. Go. Good. So you want to put parentheses around that second equation, right? You name them first, of course, 1 and 2. And you're going to put a minus sign because we know x minus x is going to be canceling it out, right? So work it out. Go. In case you missed it, x minus x cancels out, so we have to subtract negative 3y minus positive 2y is going to be negative 5y, which is equal to 15 minus a negative 10, which is positive 25, right? Yeah. Divide both sides by negative 5. We get y is equal to, or it's actually already written for us, y is equal to negative 5. Okay? Next step, you're going to substitute. Which one are we going to substitute into? Equation 1 or 2? Okay, let's do equation 2. So start with equation 2. And we write x. Instead of x, we're going to write negative 5 plus 2y is equal to negative 10. What's that? Oh, that's right. Did I put it in the wrong place? Yeah, good job. Good job. Oop. Don't go away. There we go. So, we got x plus 2y, 2 times negative 5, is equal to negative 10. Okay, finish off the problem. Ready, set, go. Okay, so all you have to do here, you substituted negative 5 for y. So we got positive 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. We have an x is equal to negative 10. Add 10 to both sides. We get x is equal to 0. Okay, and then you have to write your ordered pair. Your ordered pair in this case is going to be 0, negative 5. Okay. Last problem, number 5. Okay, number 5, last one. Number 5, all by yourself. Go. Number 5. Everyone's working on number 5. Okay, so on this example, I'll go all the way through. Okay, on this one, you should put the parentheses around, then you should be subtracting the first or the second equation from the first. So it's going to be negative 3x. The y's cancel out, which is equal to 15. Divide both sides by negative 3. X is equal to negative 5. Okay. Okay, the next one, then you substitute that back in. Let's pick equation, doesn't matter, I'll pick equation 1. 5 times x, which is 5 times negative 5, plus 5y is equal to 5. So we got positive 25 plus 5y is equal to 5. Subtract 25 from both sides. So 5y is equal to negative 20. Divide both sides by 5. 5's cancel out. Y is equal to negative 4. Right? Y'all looking up here, right?
Yeah.
And then your ordered pair is going to be negative 5, negative 4. And that's it. Okay, and this concludes our lesson. So please pass up your whiteboard markers.